Welcome back. This morning, we're chatting with a company that uses technology in a way we don't often think about. Dynamic Metrology Services creates 3D images for a number of different products, from vehicles to candy and more recently, deer antlers. We've got Dave Eckloff, Nick Sermon, and Mike Knott with the company with us live in studio this morning. Thank you all so much for being here bright and early with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so excited to chat more about this. This is not something that I'm super familiar with. First, tell us about Dynamic Metrology Services.
Okay. Dynamic Metrology Services is based in Holland, Michigan. We do 3D metrology traditionally for industrial spaces.
Okay.
We work with automobile manufacturers, medical implants, aerospace people. We've recently branched out into a couple of new projects, like the deer antler scanning. And it's just kind of a new area that we're looking to move into.
Yeah, I mean, help us understand more about how this works. I know we have a cool video that you all sent us. Hopefully we can play that here shortly so you all can kind of explain to us what this image is and how that goes into what it is you all do. I believe it's a piece of artwork that's several years old.
Yeah. So it's actually an artifact from a museum, and it's pretty neat because what we did here was we got a 3D mesh, which you'll see here in a little bit, which is basically like a gray model, and then I can take pictures of the artifact, and then I'm able to overlay the 2D photos over to the 3D mesh, like what you see here.
Yeah, and why is it important that we have these 3D images? I mean, we talked about this earlier, just getting more detailed. I mean, you explained it well, Mike, talking about the deer antlers and how people measure today compared to how this technology can give them just more details.
Yep. Why is it important? So with these 3D models, we can actually put things together before they actually go together. Think we can put car doors on a car and make sure the gap is right and it's gonna fit tight and no air leaks and no whistle that we all.
Yeah, basically these 3D images are showing you how these pieces will fit together before you fit them together.
Right, yep.
Yeah.
All right, really
And
cool.
another like good application for it is like with museums, for example, anytime they're gonna loan an artifact out to another museum, we can go in and actually scan the artifact, get them, because this scanner here picks up microns, and to give you an idea of a micron, that's like taking a human hair and dividing it out 80 times.
Oh, wow.
So it's able to pick up that sort of
really detailed.
Yeah, that sort of accuracy. And when you think about that with like loaning out, one item from one museum to another, being able to, get those photos and that mesh overlay like that and have, any kind of cracks or any sort of details, that's important.
You see exactly what condition it's in when you loan it out and when it comes back.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's good for like research purposes too. So I mean, you're able to make your artifacts more accessible to the public by using this type of technology. And this goes into things that you use every day behind the scenes that you don't even think about, and to make products safer and better.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, and that's exactly right. We're not necessarily thinking about these things, but we need this technology. Okay, Mike, you're going to give us a closer look at exactly how this works.
Yep, so here is the process. So you'll notice all the points around here. First, we do teach those points. Teach the points. Okay.
So kind of walk us through what we're looking at. I know you've got your monitor here to show us the 3D image after you finish scanning it.
Yep, so I'm teaching every point here, and this builds a constellation of where we're going to put 3D data. And you can see those. And now I'm going to tell it where I want the data to stop, because I don't need this whole table or this turntable. So we're going to define a background plane.
Okay.
Yeah, what that does is just cuts off everything below what you're looking at there, so that way you don't
Telling
get
it
that to scan.
exactly what to scan.
Yep. So that way this table and everything else doesn't all show up in there. Yep. That's just a lot of extra
we don't
data.
need
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
So then our background plane jumps right to where it needed to be.
And essentially what we were talking about before, as you get the 3D images of these things, it can essentially make it easier to put it together the next time, right? You're seeing exactly how it was made, and then being able to use those details to maybe improve the product, make it even better the next time around.
And what's sort of interesting, like for example, you have that new nuclear plant that just went from decommissioned to back online. So like some of that older piping and vent work and some of the lines ran in there and that type of situation, they don't have CAD models or geometry for that. So we can go in and actually use this type of scanner here to pull as is geometry. So that way, if they need to do any kind of repairs or anything in the future, then yeah, you can take that model and then
Very
do what you need
interesting.
to from it. Yeah.
All right, how you doing, Mike?
Good. So we got our constellation taught, and now this happens to be Christmas decor. I don't even know if my wife knows it's missing yet.
Very appropriate timing.
Yes. So we thought it applied to December, and now we, for lack of better words, wave the scanner around, and
How long will it take before we get our 3D image?
It's populating now. I am probably 3/4 of the way around it. And we got to look up at it and get these undercuts a little bit.
And is the machine telling you, okay, hey, show me the lower part, show me the
Nope.
top, or you just know to scan every part?
It's a little bit of art.
Okay.
It's quickly learned, but I'm watching that screen and I know what it needs. So
And
now-
once the image populates, okay, we're seeing it now on the screen. Once it populates, it's not only just showing you the image, but is it giving you the data? Is it telling you the numbers, the measurements, all that
no,
good stuff?
that is all stuff we have to ask for.
Wow.
So here we are, and then we hit our checkered flag, the finish line, so to speak. And there we go, and then I can get rid of this
Zoom on it a
extra.
little bit.
Yep, I'm gonna get rid of my helpers, all the targeting scheme, and hit OK. And then we have
Your 3D image.
your 3D model.
I gotta say, that did go more quickly than I thought it would. So that really kind of goes to show you just how well you can use this technology, and it's not something that takes all day to give you something, to give you more details about a product.
Yeah, then in addition to this technology too, I mean, we also have, back in our lab in Holland, we have an X-ray machine there. We have what's called coordinate measuring machines, which measure even higher accuracy than this. So, I mean, a lot of different, like Dave was touching on earlier, industry applications like aerospace, medical, automotive type companies reach out to us here locally. So it's pretty neat because we're able to keep manufacturing local here in West Michigan. We're able to work with small companies all the way up to large.
Yeah.
And we help make products better, safer, and do this kind of work faster.
Such a wide range of things. I know you even mentioned like candy. You think about Easter egg candies that are in the shapes of bunny rabbits or something like that. Even this scanning will apply to things like that.
That was one application we got to work on where when that stuff changes, and it's not just candy, it's your pop bottle. They change shape from now and again, and the machines making and packaging that have to be reworked.
All right, all the little things that we don't necessarily think about. I really appreciate your time this morning, even bringing the tools in to show us exactly how it works. Thanks again for being here live with us.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Amber?